Good afternoon. My name is Jim Conlan and welcome to the latest episode of our sports show. As you know, each week on part 3 of the show, we premiere a new sort of sporting event that's happening globally in terms of promoting a sport. And this week we're looking at the world of sports entertainment, in particular the wrestling industry. And as you know, most commonly when we think of the wrestling industry, we think of WWE, we think of Impact Wrestling, we think of All Elite Wrestling, but there's such a diverse brands of wrestling all over the world, which so many great independent wrestling factions and so many factions so close to home, not here in Ireland, but in the UK as well. And one of the big sort of blockbusting franchise that's really making moves in the industry in terms of its growth and its development is a wrestling franchise called Insane Championship Wrestling. It's featured well known all across England and Wales and Scotland in terms of its massive crowds, its sort of massive audiences as well. And now it's secured a big massive TV rights deal with FITE TV, which, as you know, streams Ring of Honor, NWA, Impact Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, all the top brands. And Insane Championship Wrestling is joining that sort of franchise now in terms of being shown on FITE TV for all the wrestling fans here in Ireland. And I'm delighted this evening to be joined by the face of the company. It's World Heavyweight Champion Leyton Buzzard. Leyton is representing the showcase of the real talent that's there in Insane Championship Wrestling. And as the ambassador for the wrestling company, as the guy who's wearing the top belt, how excited are you for Insane Championship Wrestling to, dare I say, becoming global, and you becoming global along with it?
I mean, it's great news. ICW band, the company for 7 years now. To Glasgow when I was 18 years old, wrestle company. 7 years later, I'm the world heavyweight champion. I'm really excited. New chapter of ICW going worldwide. Every Friday, ICW Fight. We're back live all around the world. I'm really excited for this new chapter in Championship Wrestling.
And I suppose, Leyton, in terms of, you mentioned your journey, it started 7 years ago in the company. Did you see the potential in Insane Championship Wrestling from day one that made you say, right, I want to be here, I want to make my name for myself in this company, I want to rise to the top? Obviously, we know in terms of England, English wrestling, and most of the top talent gets cherry-picked for WWE next and next star to UK, but you stayed firm, you stayed grounded to your roots. And did you always feel that this company was on a journey, dare I say, that it was evolving?
Yeah, the company's always a hell of a journey. When I moved to Glasgow, ICW was on the first show, which was the most independent wrestling show I think it was about 30 years. Big Daddy in Haystack, and it was only when they all out or all in, I believe, the largest independent show. But yeah, the show that was people. That was when I moved up to Glasgow. The build up to this very first at the high show, it was really a for indie wrestling at the time, and I'd become such a big fan of W. What documentaries about documentaries on BBC, the Insane, and then entry about Grow as well, the British. And I found out that this company was doing amazing things and sending out venues all over the UK and doing the show at the Hydro. Then I knew that the company wanted to start my journey with a wrestler. I knew that being a professional wrestler was what I wanted to do for the wrestling. For me, it was a no-brainer. Insane Championship Wrestling was me that I wanted to be out.
And I suppose in terms, Leyton, in terms of Insane Championship Wrestling, and in terms of your role as champion, I look at you now and I start to get a vibe of an 80s and early 90s Kurt Hinging sort of look, that sort of Mr. Perfect, sort of the wrestling sort of charisma or character? Is that sort of who you sort of model yourself on in terms of your image? Do you sort of play that sort of Kurt Hinging role? Are you a good guy, or do you prefer that sort of heel sort of character?
Yeah, he's definitely a huge influence of mine. I think he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But for me, not just one person. There's so many wrestlers from that era, from my favorite era, who I believe I model myself after. And I always try to myself as a wrestler, whether that's in the ring, out of the ring. I try my best to look like a wrestler. Since I started wrestling, I did it once. But said to me, he said, if you look like that, then that's half the job done. So I always try to not wrestle inside the ring, back the ring as well. You know, when people ask me what for a living, tell them I'm a professional. Be surprised. That's how I look at it. I think when someone and I say I'm a professional, they go, "Oh, yeah, I can see that." And that's I want to live, breathe professional wrestling. I want to be the embodiment of professional wrestlers. So that's what I based my whole life after. So it's one huge inspiration, you know, Brian Pillman, Douglas, there's people from that era. Not just the hair, but you know, everything that I try to model myself as a professional wrestler.
And I suppose, Leyton, just looking at your resume, you have wrestled outside of Scotland, outside the UK. You've wrestled here in Ireland a few times as well, and in the independent circuit. What was that sort of like, wrestling in Ireland? Obviously, we know wrestlers like that, like Finn Balor came up from wrestling in the Irish independent circuit and in the UK circuit, and then made his way to the WWE. Do you sort of, there's one or two there now in WWE, next as well, sort of Irish wrestlers. Do you enjoy that sort of Irish, English, Irish, Scottish rivalry in terms of coming to Ireland and taking on the local talent as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I've wrestled, I think, 13 countries around the world. I'm going to Canada next time to wrestle for a month. That'll be my third tournament I wrestled in. So really try and get out there as much as I can. And try and get myself as many markets possible. So I'm limiting myself to Scotland. You know, I want to represent myself and I want to represent this company worldwide. Ireland is one of the places. Ireland's actually one of my favorite places. I'm in Ireland once a month at least since last. I believe August, my baby was, but you know, there's a few companies I wrestle. Like you said, Finn Balor's one of Ireland. The company actually started Factory Pro Wrestling. I wrestle over there, and it's one of my favorite places to wrestle. This brand is just passionate about, and a good scene at the moment. I don't really see it as people in Ireland have accepted me as one of their own, you know, people over there. It's one of my favorite to wrestle, and hopefully, you know, I can sort of, you know, make that link between Scotland and Ireland. Got two such good, passionate fan base that I see similarities between the two. I love Ireland, I love Scotland. Wrestling as many places as I can as possible. I want to show myself, represent myself in different markets and as many audiences as I can.
And I suppose, Leyton, in terms of Insane Championship Wrestling, I suppose the name is in the first, the surprise is in the first letter, Insane. Is it really over the top? Has it really got that ECW type of vibe in terms of going to that sort of extremes in terms of its sort of showcase, or is it a bit of match and more where it does have those maybe over the top type matches, but it's very much grounded in the traditional type wrestling matches as well?
I think I like to describe it. Insane Championship Wrestling is a variety show. You know, it's got something for everyone. What a lot of what it builds on, for sure. You know, it is an 18+ promotion, so there's no cloud. You know, it's an hourly promotion. We say can't say family shows. We do things that you can't on family shows. But I think it's a variety. It's not just extreme wrestling. We don't limit ourselves to one style of wrestling. Yeah, you can ICW and you can watch a match. You can come to ICW and you can see technical wrestling match, or you can come and see a common. You can come see a huge men, caliber match. Everyone, I truly believe, and I think why ICW is such a company is that we don't limit ourselves to one style of wrestling. I truly believe that is showcasing every type of everyone. If you don't like something, it's going to be a for show as well. And I think that's something that ICW does so well. Can't wait to showcase that everyone on FITE Plus all around the world.
And I suppose, Leyton, you have a sort of, I know doing my research on you, you have a sort of acting background. You were sort of brought up as a promising sort of a child actor. And in terms of mic skills are so important in the industry today, to have that sort of weapon at your disposal, and it's almost like a physical attribute in terms of what's needed to be a wrestler, is to have those sort of mic skills, to have that comfortability in front of large audiences, in terms of holding the stage, in terms of carrying yourself, that sort of demeanor, the idea of being able to improv, in which is some people cannot do in the spin of that. How do you think your childhood acting career has helped you become a wrestler? Has it got all the butterflies out of your system from an early age?
I am a trained actor. I went to drama school for FITE. I did it from the 8 until 8. I worked non-stop in musical theaters, acting shows. I did national tour, TV games. I've definitely been in entertainment business from a young, and I think it's so much with wrestling. The thing nowadays is everyone's a great wrestler. If you want a show, if you want a good independent wrestler, standard of wrestling high now in the UK. So every wrestler, that's not enough anymore. It's not to be a wrestler. You have to have something else. I felt like when I coming through, being able to speak on the phone and have confidence in the crowd, because that's what I'm brought up on. I feel like that's what really sparked. That's what allowed me to get to that level. Was not what I was doing in the what I was doing on the microphone as well, because it was something different to anyone else who was coming up with me at the same time. So I think it translates well, acting, and just to have confidence on a microphone, to be yourself. And yeah, it's holding me the rest of the day. I don't think Leyton Buzzard, his character, if it wasn't for that acting and that theatre band, and I'll be forever grateful for that.
And Leyton Buzzard, for the final sort of minute or so before I let you go now, in terms of 2023, the remainder of the year for you, and not only for Insane Championship Wrestling, exciting times. But when December 31st, 2023 rolls around, what Leyton Buzzard and Insane Championship Wrestling hope to have achieved by the end of the year together?
2023 years, not just for me, but for Insane Championships. Starting from this next IC clubs are going to be streaming on FITE Friday 7 o'clock. I believe that is 2 p.m. on the other side of the in the UA and Canada. I believe 2 p.m. So coming next week, W is going to be all of our shows from 13 to Fear and Loathing 13 on FITE Plus. Just joining in us, they're going to be all the big shows and all the big storylines that happened in the last years. And then after that, every week we're going to be uploading classic ICW content, everyone's favorite shows from the past, not just the new content that we're going to be bringing every week. And every single major ICW show is also going to be on FITE Plus. So you're not just getting IWF Fight Club every week. If you sign up for this, you know, you're getting the whole ICW catalog. Every week going to be content. Every week there's going to be old content. It's such an exciting time for me to be able to represent the brand as world heavyweight champion. I've got multiple defenses set up all around the world. You know, in this Sunday, I take on Big Damo, one of the best wrestlers in the UK and the world today. I'm going to Canada in 2 weeks, and I'm going to be bringing the ICW title with me. I'm going to be defending it over there. You know, it's just a really exciting time, not just for me, but the company as well. And I actually think that 2023 is going to be such a huge year for ICW. And I think this partnership with FITE and FITE Plus is for that.
On that note, Leyton Buzzard, the heavyweight champion of Insane Championship Wrestling, the pioneer of the company, 7 years there, representing the company, the champ. Speaking to us tonight about what Insane Championship Wrestling will bring to all our Irish wrestling fans and audiences here, if they tune in, if they watch it, if they do sign up to the FITE Network and do go watch Insane Championship Wrestling. Do check it out. Do check out the champion as well. He represents the brand as well. He's certainly a fighting champion and a talking champion. And we're delighted to do the talking with you there this evening, Leyton Buzzard. Stay safe, take care, and God bless.
Thanks for having me on. I'm sure we'll speak soon. Thank you very much.